Greetings in the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I Jah Rastafari, and I, Divine Mother Empress Menen. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in I sight, O Jah. Greetings, ones and ones. Once again, thanks for lending ears to I word sound, so I can articulate Rastafari through the lens of Rastafari. Now, this word sound here is in relation to the Finance Minister Nigel Clarke presentation, salary presentation in a parliament. So I get a partial record. I play the partial record where I get from the Jamaica Information Service. So let I listen to the sound, then I go give a word sound in relation to what was presented. So here goes.
Direction for the public sector, and is therefore part of the delivery of public services through the Jamaican public sector. From the analysis conducted by Ernst & Young, who are consultants to the government on the public sector restructuring, the senior levels in the public sector are the furthest away from market. This is consistent with anecdotal evidence and has been a significant problem that has cost the country. Madam Speaker, if the public sector is unable to retain its leadership or to attract the most appropriate, experienced and qualified leadership, the entire organization is put in jeopardy. We have to be able to attract new blood into the leadership levels of the public sector to infuse new ways of thinking, new ideas for the organization's own growth and development. And we also need to attract persons to leadership, whether those persons are internal to the organization. For internal persons, outside of their own ambitions, they need to see that stepping up to leadership is worthwhile. And for the external prospects, they too need to see that making a transition is worthwhile to step into leadership in public sector organizations. Persons need to be encouraged in making career moves into public sector leadership, central government, public bodies, political directorate, without putting their economic security at total risk. As such, Madam Speaker, there has been significant adjustment to the salary scales for the leadership across the public sector. And bear with me while I just give a few examples. And I've brought some of the salary scales to share. In the police force, the salary scale for the deputy commissioner, before you consider other things, has moved from 9 million to 10.8 million to 14 million to 17 million, effective April 1, 2023. The salary scale for the superintendent was 5.6 million to 6.7 million. And for 2023, that's now 9.5 million to 11.6 million. For the deputy superintendent, who used to be at 3.3 million to 4 million, that's now at 6.2 million to 7.5 million. For the legal profession in the public service, Madam Speaker, the legal officer of 6 has moved from 4.9 to 5.9 million as of April 2021 to 10.1 to 13.6 million. The legal officer 5 has moved from 4.1 to 4.8 to 10.1 to 13.6 million. In the nursing profession, the salary scale in the leadership, Madam Speaker, has moved from, in 2021, 3.5 million to 4.2 million to 9.2 have, among other things, moved the leadership of the public service up in compensation because of the findings of the market survey by Ernst & Young that they were furthest away from market. And out of anecdotal experience, the dire problem we are having in the public service with attracting and retaining the kind of leadership that we need. We have continued to align salaries for these critically important functions with corresponding benchmarks in the administrative public sector, as has been the case over at least 50 years, Madam Speaker, and this alignment will result in significant changes. Madam Speaker, it was bold of the government to undertake this public sector compensation reform in one go across all arms of government, and it is also bold to implement these changes that I've announced today at this time. Madam Speaker, we believe these changes to be in the best long-term interest of Jamaica. It is not about who occupies these positions today. It is about the quality that Jamaica will be able to attract and retain in positions of political leadership at all levels, tomorrow and beyond. This compensation restructure, Madam Speaker, is an investment in our future. We hope that Madam Speaker, that more qualified and experienced Jamaicans will find it attractive and financially feasible to offer themselves to serve their country through the administrative public service or through the political directorate. In this way, Madam Speaker, Jamaica is leading the Caribbean. There's no other Caribbean country that's implemented a public sector restructuring of the kind that we have, that has moved compensation levels in the way that we have.
Yes, ones and ones. No. I&I is not adverse to one and ones being paid. Once you work, you should be paid. The question is why public sector leadership should be paid such vast discrepancy over frontline workers, the people on the ground, in the trenches. If public sector leadership is operating from below market value and you decide to boldly increase their salaries, why is it okay for you, Nigel Clarke, to underpay civil servants, teachers, soldiers, police, nurses, sanitation, etc., etc.? They don't deserve to live an equitable, meaningful life also? Let us examine Nigel Clarke's word sound. Senior level in public sector is operating way below market value, so their pay increase is justified regardless to the fact that your claims that the country was economically strapped during wage negotiation for teachers. Yet for those you deemed it necessary, you can significantly raise their salaries. Example, Prime Minister from $9.1 million to $28 million. His salary surpassed that of Barbados Prime Minister, salary which is Jamaican $16.3 million. Or Barbados $213,334, surpassing Barbados Prime Minister by $11.6 million, whose economy is much more stable than Jamaica. Nigel Clarke, your salary went from $7.4 million to $24.5 million. Between you and Prime Minister Andrew Holness has gotten a 200% and a 300% raise, respectively. This demon-led administration could only offer civil servants, slaves, a measly 15% to 20% raise, little by little a year, under threats of termination if they don't sign. Now, basic school teacher earn $44,000 a month, are 528,500 per year. Others might earn up to 1.2 million per year or earn 100,000 a month. High school teachers is 2 million a year, which is $85,000, 85,716 monthly. Elementary primary school teacher is 2 million, same 85,716 monthly. Elementary school teacher 50k, 52 million 50k. Secondary is 100,000 a month, 1 million or 100,000 a month. Early childhood is anywhere from 15,000 to a million, which equivalent to 83,000 if you divide the million by 12, which is $83,333. Private school 2.5 million per year, which is anywhere from 250,000 to 300,000. Teachers can earn from 44,000 to 250,000 to 300,000 at the highest per month, and at the lowest of 44,000 or even 15k, depends. Now, police, one as low as 633,300 a year or $1.6 million a year, which monthly $133,333 a month. Nurse at 2.5 million a year that are RN, and them can take home $62,000 a month. Registered nurse, operating nurse can make 2 million a year or 98,000 a month. JDF can earn 2.4 million or 200,000 a month. Alright, if you're working from the $250,000 threshold, rent can start from $20,000 to $160,000, depends on your lifestyle. On average is $70,000 in a decent neighborhood. Food is about $40,000 and better. Utilities about $20,000 or better a month. Transportation is about $40,000 or up, but average about $2,000 a day taxi. Student loan is about $40,000. Between hygiene and cosmetics, clothing and social is another easy $40,000. With discipline you can save, but $250,000 is a struggle for a single person, much less a mother or a father with child or children. This equals to sufferation. This is not inclusive of the informal street vendors and hustlers, workers who have to live day to day. If they don't go out, they and children don't eat, which Nigel Clarke was not even considering into his exorbitant salary parliamentary presentation. Now, the Prime Minister went from $750,000 a month to $2.3 million a month. Nigel Clarke went from $583,333 to $1.7 million a month. What changes from last month to now to warrant such drastic increase? Your leadership can eat the fat off the cow, while civil servants, slaves can suck salt through wooden spoon. Whose children are the future? Certainly it is your children, your kids going to inherit this attractive increase, because it is they would likely to be qualified with their private education, because civil servants, slaves, children can only afford subpar education. Mostly only the exceptional ones could potentially escape the cycle of poverty by major sacrifices from parents to also privately educate them. For those who cannot afford to sacrifice their children are at risk for the lure of crime, for they too want big house and pretty cars too. And surely you masters of crime will use and sacrifice them in the name of Crime Prevention Act, while it is you all and you all masters are the true criminals. The true criminals. Jamaica's resources can be equitable, be distributed from the highest to the lowest, but this will never be, because you all want to keep on controlling the mass poor black people. They in turn will ignorantly contribute to their destruction in their respective camps of die-hearted PMP and GLP. This is the age-old system Rastafari have to contend with to enlighten the mass to your generational wickedness, which this demonic-led administration is perpetrating for their masters at the altar of the almighty dollar, where you will certainly find blonde hair, blue eye, white supremacy pulling the strings. Now, Nigel Clarke, by you going to your economic think tank called Ernest and Young to orchestrate maintaining the vast economic gap between rich and poor, will be highlighted by Rastafari. You, Mr. Nigel Clarke, think you are too smart. That is why I called you the fox. As my sister Jella would say, too smart dead in a one-way alley. Your justification and rationale are invalid to Rastafari. Just because your presentation sounds logical does not mean it is valid. Nigel Clarke, you are the only one who would build a house from the top while ignoring the foundation. I hope this word sound help in unmasking your technology, in exploitation, and one day I people will wake up and say enough, becoming masters of I destiny through knowledge of collective responsibility and collective security. Yes, ones and ones. That are just I sound in relation to the facts exorbitant increase to him and him friend them. And once again, show how steadfast they are in their wickedness against poor people, which is black people. You see? So, I hope I word sound struck the right card. And again, until such time, no say Rastafari are yours. No one can take it from you because they never gave it to you. Rastafari is the collective unification of the African Caribbean unity. Rastafari is for the realignment, reconnection of the N.I.A continent with the diaspora. Rastafari liveth and reign in I continually. One God is Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie and I Divine Mother Empress Menen. So, at this I seal it. Rastafari without apology. Jah Rastafari.